Welcome back to Mutton Chop Gaming. I'm the Mutton Chop Gamer, and today we're going to be taking a look at
Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge.
Now, I am so excited to play this game. You may remember that I actually critiqued The Pumpkin King, a game that came out at the same time as this one, but this is the main event. Now, allegedly, this game came to be because of something like this.
Huh? Hey Timmy, we noticed that people like The Nightmare Before Christmas, so how'd you like to make a sequel?
Oh, awesome. Hold on, I still got my puppets and everything. This is gonna be so freaking sweet.
Actually, Tim, we wanted to make it CGI, you know, computer animated.
Get the f*** out of my house.
And so, instead of a movie, we got two video games. The Pumpkin King on the Game Boy Advance, the prequel, and Oogie's Revenge, the sequel for both the Xbox and the PlayStation 2. But enough wasting time, let's take a look at the game itself.
1 year after the events of the movie, Jack is getting tired of Halloween yet again. He goes to Dr. Finkelstein to talk about making this new Halloween, and he shares a new discovery with Jack. The Soul Robber. A green, gooey thing that attaches to Jack's hand and can be used like a whip. Jack leaves Dr. Finkelstein in charge, instead of, you know, the mayor of Halloween Town, and goes off to find new scares for next year's Halloween. Lock, Shock, and Barrel were listening into this conversation, and they decided it would be a perfect time to bring back the Oogie Boogeyman for his titular revenge. Jack returns on Christmas Eve, presumably failing to find anything new, to find that Dr. Finkelstein's brain has been replaced, resulting in him tricking the citizens of Halloween Town into making the place dangerous. Jack quickly discovers that Oogie, Lock, Shock, and Barrel are to blame, and immediately gets to work to save the town. However, not only has Oogie changed Halloween Town into Oogie Town, but he has taken over every other holiday as well, resulting in him becoming the 7 Holidays King! Unfortunately, after you save Halloween, you only get to visit Christmas Town. In the concept art, they discussed other holiday worlds being ruined by Oogie, but apparently that idea was scrapped. Personally, I would have loved a first disc with Jack saving Halloween, and a second disc saving the other holiday worlds. But I guess cool things aren't meant to be. Also, what happened to that Lady Finkelstein we saw at the end of the movie? Did they get rid of her so the fight against the Doctor would let us replace both halves of the brain? Or did they just forget her entirely because she did nothing really useful? I'm gonna go ahead and guess the latter. I just wish they had gotten more of Tim Burton's colorful characters involved in this game overall. There's no werewolf, no melting man, no harlequin demon, and the designers didn't have anything involving the Halloween Town band. They could have been in the game or appear in Town Square as Jack frees more of Halloween Town. The visuals have some wrinkles and gray hairs, but they're alright, I guess. They're the kind of stylized visuals that your eye will adjust to over a few minutes, and they are good. The artists worked well to study the Tim Burton style not just of the character design, but the scribbles on the ground as well. My only issue is that when the game gets to night, it gets way too dark. It's difficult to see where I'm going, and I keep falling down because I can't see! I know I'm blind and need new glasses, but the game makes itself inaccessible to people like me with poor vision. Video games should not be testing basic human senses. They should be testing your reflexes. Now, that isn't to say that some vision tests can't be fun, like the Ball and Cups games or those Find It books. However, in the former, you're using your eyes to capture the action, and in the latter, you have a lot of detail in a huge space. This section is both static and they take away your ability to see the details. That makes it completely not fun. Like, imagine someone covering your eyes and saying, "Guess who?" That's not fun. That's frustrating. And that's what's happening here. The music, though good, is mostly just resung and reworded versions of songs from the movie. There is a really good original song, though, and the instrumental pieces made for the background are good and memorable. They match the visual aesthetic well, letting you feel like you're inside Tim Burton's world. And though it doesn't stand out with some of the greatest video game themes, the background music is still really good, and the full musical numbers are sung very well. Although I do have some minor complaints. When Jack is trying to intimidate Lock, Shock, and Barrel, why doesn't he make this face? And the voice acting is off when compared to the movie. Sally sounds like she's from Minnesota.
I hope this finds you, Jack, wherever you are.
Don't ya know? Let's just say this game doesn't give us a lot of
Options!
And the US cover art is dumb. Here's the PAL version. Awesome, right? Here's the US version. Jack's head looks like a lumpy ball of Play-Doh. And all we see is just Jack looking intimidating with the Soul Robber. On this one, we can see Jack with the Soul Robber, the Pumpkin King suit, and the Santa outfit, all things which are used, and Oogie Boogie menacingly on the moon. Why did we not use the PAL artwork in America? That was just a dumb decision. The basic gameplay is action-adventure. You explore the world using your Soul Robber as a weapon and a grappling hook. However, the latter can only be done at predetermined points. You can't control using it to get up to ledges you fell from. The abilities you can do with the Soul Robber feel a bit limited. Wait, the final upgrade has a spike ball on the end? Spooky aesthetic, long swingy weapon that can turn into a flail, and vampires? I'm playing a Castlevania game! Look, I'm fighting...
Ghosts and skeletons galore. Brainwashed fighters wanting more.
Yeah, what he said. This is totally a Castlevania game. The enemy variety is quite nice, with different abilities and strengths for each type of enemy. You also get the Pumpkin King suit, which lets you breathe fire and explode. And you get the Santa costume, which lets you place traps down and detonate them at will. Boss fights are especially nice, where you not only figure out how to damage them using your weapons and the environment, but there's a meter to collect music notes. This will activate a dancing QuickTime event section that can let you do massive damage. However, this was the first PS2 game I actually tried to beat. And if you don't know the buttons, you're going to fail. The final boss fight has a mandatory one of these, where for each one you miss, you take a hit, and you have limited health. Now, you could argue that by the end, you should know all the buttons. I disagree, because when I was a kid, I used muscle memory to learn which buttons did which attack, but I didn't memorize the symbols on them. The camera is also a major pain as well, where you can't control it at all. In fact, the right stick does absolutely nothing. Same with R3 and the triggers. And all the directional buttons do the same thing, they all taunt. The only thing they're good for is entering in cheat codes. And there are a plethora of cheat codes. Stuff that unlocks all the power-ups, infinite fire energy, and all costumes unlocked. Honestly, the game lost its charm to me between the points right after you fought Dr. Finkelstein to the point right before you enter Christmas Town. The only exceptions to this are the musical boss fights, because I still find myself singing along to them. Oh, and that final boss fight. I will admit, once I got the button layout down, it is such a good ending. You may not believe me now, but maybe if I play this music with it. The issue is that the mazes you have to go through with no pointer to show which direction Jack is facing on the map, when combined with the bad camera and samey gameplay, it kind of ruins it for those who aren't fans of the movie. Developers, please take my ideas. There was a rumor I heard that this game might be remade for the 3DS. I don't know who has the rights to it anymore, but I'd say that it could be done. Enough of the buttons aren't used that you probably could get away with using less buttons. The only things I would fix for it are better camera angles, perhaps the 3D might help with this, better lighting, and an improved map screen. Also, using the top button to go back is kind of dumb, so fix it or let us assign our own controls, even if it means we lose the cheat codes.
For non-Nightmare Before Christmas fans, this game earns a C. But Speaking as a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I have to give it a B. See, if you like the original movie, you'll find some form of joy when you play this game because it has that Tim Burton charm in it. It's just that, well, gameplay-wise, it fails a bit. And speaking as a gamer, it made me rage a couple times because of the choices. But it still passes. It's just average, neither good nor bad. But it is that Tim Burton charm that carries it through. Alright, that's it, and I'll see you all after the holiday break for the inaugural Choppy Awards! More on that in a couple weeks. Bye.